Live. Hello. Okay. First Facebook Live of 2022. Welcome. Hello. Great to see you. Okay. So I'm hopping on here really quickly today to discuss the essence of winter. So we're like in the thick of it right now. It's cold. It's dark, but it's slowly getting lighter. How do we navigate this? What is this all for? Other than, many people like to gripe about this time of year and just try to get through it. But like, what is it all for? What is the true essence of winter? What are the invitations and the themes? And how do we thrive through this time? That's what we're going to get into. So, winter, as represented on InnerSpark's wheel of frequencies, is the void. So this is the womb. This is a place of rest and restoration and really connecting with the mother. It is a time to receive more so than give and exert. And I find that so fascinating because the kind of buzz around the collective right now is to go, 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 right? Everybody wants to be doing these intense new exercise routines for their New Year's resolutions. They want to start those really intense juice fasts or diets and these things that are a little bit more extractive and depleting of the body, which is the exact opposite of what is being called for us to do right now. This is the time for restoration and rejuvenation and taking time for intentional rest. So really setting the space, setting the right conditions, making it just optimal rest and restoration time. It's not the time for intense physical activity. It's not the season for going and doing and exerting. And if you've done that in the past, or if you're feeling called to do that right now, I invite you to think about how that went for you when summer came around. Yeah? Because summer bodies are made in winter. And I'm not talking about your bikinis and beach bodies and all of that other nonsense. I'm talking about your ability to meet the demands of summer when there's that abundant life force energy that is available to really like surge through your system. Do you find yourself short circuiting because your system isn't prepared, because you didn't rest and restore at the time of restoration in winter? So we take the time now to align so that we can really be ready to thrive in the season and cycles to come. So what does that look like? Like I said, think of this time, we're in the void on InnerSpark's wheel of frequencies. This void time is the womb of the Great Mother. So thinking of yourself as a little seedling, not doing anything yet, right? Like you haven't cracked through your shell. You're just literally deep in the soil, deep in the womb, and you are receiving, you are preparing. So this is a time for preparation and not so much action and activity. And I know that feels so backwards compared to what other people are doing or what the collective tells us, right? That collective narrative about the first of the year and go, go, go. But that's highly unnatural. And so in this realigning with nature's wisdom, we're setting ourselves up for really the marathon that is life, rather than these short little haphazard sprints that aren't doing anyone any bit of good. So even though it might feel unnatural, because what we've been taught as normal and natural is wrong. That's actually unnatural. So looking around at the state of the health of ourselves and the planet, we can kind of gather and see that something's not working. So back to what I was saying, some quick tips. You're in the womb, you're in the void. How would you be, right? You'd be still, you'd be quiet, you'd be receiving, you'd be preparing, you'd be resting, you'd be replenishing. You'd be really receiving nourishment to prepare for the cycles ahead. You would be really syncing with the sun, and rather than relying heavily on artificial light and doom scrolling into late hours of the night or having the TV on, you would be going to bed earlier. You would be quieter in the evenings. You'd be more still. You'd be allowing for that deep intentional rest. Which leads me to my next point, deep intentional rest. I'm not talking about rest in the sense of, oh, I'm laying on the couch, not doing anything, and I'm your body. The whole shebang, the whole package gets to really relax and receive and restore. So putting your nervous system habitually into a state of deep relaxation and restoration. You would be eating seasonally. So in autumn and still kind of in this early winter time, depending on where you live, we would be favoring things that are more moist. So cooking things with like a steaming preparation, making soups, making things that are bringing moisture into the body to counter the dryness. For many of us now, it's more rainy, maybe it's snowy where you are, so there already is that accumulation of moisture. You might be starting to notice accumulation of mucus in your head and your lungs. And so shifting more into preparing things in a roasting or a baking way to kind of dry that up. However, if it's still super dry where you are, we're not doing that. So again, aligning with what's happening around you and following that. You're also choosing things that are seasonally appropriate and available for where you are. Root vegetables are incredibly seasonal right now and so nourishing and grounding. Brussels sprouts, oranges, the citrus family starting to become available, things like that to really support us. Things are in season when they're in season for a reason. And again, like I said earlier, not really the time for intense physical activity, for those harsh detoxes and fasts and other things like that. There's no need to shift from the extreme of maybe overindulgence that you may have done during the holidays into like the exact opposite and a very punitive, self-judging, punishing kind of behavior with these things. That is going to disrupt the system way more than the extra cookies that you may have eaten at grandma's house because it was Christmas time. So really finding that balance and that love, and above all, right now, you're in the womb. So just reminding yourself of that whenever the mind wants to take over and tell you, oh, it's the first of the year, my resolutions, and I need to do this and I need to do that. I'm in the womb. So how would I be if I were actually in a womb right now? What was it like when I was inside of my mother's womb? Right? Like you're still, you're cozy, you're receiving, you're preparing. So from that foundation, what are you doing? And I'd love to hear about it. Are you dealing with any seasonal physical symptoms? What are you noticing emotionally? This is a time, like I said, of preparation and of stillness. So what's alive for you on an emotional level? What's alive for you mentally, spiritually? Share with me. I would love to know. And I'm so excited to be sharing 2022 with you. And if you'd like to dive more deeply into all of this, particularly the art of intentional rest, I invite you to come join us in the InnerSpark membership. That's what we're doing this month. All right. Winter blessings to you.